What's up, everybody? Good morning. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning, Cree. Jerry, what's up, dude? Thanks for joining the crew, man. Appreciate your support. I saw your message. Jerry's one of the OGs. Been here for a while. Love you guys. We're in the Zoom crew. What's up, YouTube folks? In the morning over on YouTube, say hello. Hit that like button. A little bit of trading up overnight, which is good. We got pre-CPI stuff going on. Go to Discord. Overnight's done here. Oh yeah, Ben. It's always a couple of people. No big. Everyone has a right to their opinions, but all right, let's get my S&P. Oh, let's get ready to go. We don't have time for the intro. Market's getting ready to go. All right. What's up, you guys? To dive right into it. Let's get the overnight dynamics on here. S&P. These come from the bot. These are in the Discord. This is the dynamic hedge pressure. This is your gamma maximum. Dealers options. Sold other dealers. The underlying 55.01. We're right at the edge there. Clone that number. Number is 45. Right, tight, right in there. 54.65. Go look at community traders today. Some other things. We got a big week. So CPI is gonna be everything tomorrow. It's gonna be tomorrow morning. CPI Wednesday morning. It's gonna have all the effect of you know, it's gonna have a big move on the market tomorrow. Mark my words on that one. Simply because all eyes are on the Fed now that the market's turned bearish. We've had multiple days where DD's below half. Market's very bearish. Everybody's gonna be looking at the Fed. See if they're gonna be cutting rates or not, and that's kind of the whole thing. It's opening in 1 minute. God, I'm gonna do that right now. I always keep forgetting to do that. So reinstall everything on my computer. And my first thing I always do when I install things on my computer is I go and make sure all my apps are routing sound to the right place, which includes Thinkorswim, volume, goodbye, off, fully. Ding, 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 ding. No, I need to hear that. You like my tweets to Discord? I've been having a conversation with Discord. I've gone through the support a couple times. Actually wrote their CEO a couple times too. We're gonna get in touch with Discord and make them fix the scam thing. Next thing, I'm gonna have the lawyer send him a message. I got a lawyer that loves doing stuff like this. He likes high publicity things. I got a lot of influencers that are like, I just mentioned it, and like a lot of influencers are like, oh, class action, sign me up. And so obviously nobody wants Discord to hurt. Um, they hurt us on a daily basis. We're nice people. We just want them to change. And we're trying to fix the Discord scams for all you guys out there. How many times you guys get a let's do liquidity maps really quick. And I actually need to change the zoom so that you guys can see the top screen I have as well. I'll figure this out later. So right now we have belong up, SPY, hedge pressure, belong up. So open, blue open. That's a good setup. Nasdaq has resistance, so be careful here. But this is not short setups again. These are up days. Rizzle has support there. Let me just draw on my screen really quick. Draw on that one. Okay, so we're good. We got bull zone bottom on S&P, UVXY. Got all the good stuff. Excelente. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second. Market looks good for a nice long. I'm gonna catch it. We're hitting a high hedge pressure tap, so you guys know on my main screen. I'll show you where I'm gonna be looking at this today. I'm gonna be trading S&P today. Nasdaq has a proxy resistance there. S&P has great support there and there. These are my favorite trades. Matt's favorite. So that's what I'm looking for today. ED ratio, nice, bull, and strong. So we're getting some ups today. Out the door normally along with a small trade right at open if resilience is greater than 0. However, resilience is less than 0. So with that being said, and Nasdaq hitting a resistance right here at the hedge pressure. This is a opening down move to there. I would say that that's probably the bet. That resilience negative. Don't normally short this, but it's a dip to long. Probably let me try something here. Resilience negative. I'm going to short it right to half gap. That's what I'll do. All right, give me 1 second, you guys. Hold on, let me open. I didn't open up all my things here. Hold on, give me a second. Gotta type in passwordy stuff. Phone. One second, guys. Wait. Zoom. All right, I took a little short just to fill the gap. Where is my Zoom screen share? What up, friends? YouTube, hit that like button. Don't forget. Just shorting to here. Like my coffee cup. You might know everything about me is like skulls and pirates, dude. I have so many cool stuff like over there. You can see that lamp. It's kind of blurry. It's a giant like tie-dye skull. I've got this like skull bracelet with black diamonds right here. So everyone always comments like, you have a lot of skulls around you. Told my girlfriend, I was like, if I ever got married, I want my ring to just be skulls like all around. I don't know. I'm super like weird stuff. I like Halloween. I like pirates. I got my awesome skull mug today. Going just down here, half gap support. That's all I'm looking for. This will be a simple setup today. Quickie short out the door. Now again, I don't like to take big shorts unless there's a reason to. This is a gamble because there's nothing to short off of. The only reason I was shorting here is my proxy. NQ had hedge pressure right here, which I normally don't short off of. That is a resistance. We also have QQQ by proxy. QQQ bear zone top. So there's resistance here. Res less than 0, which we do have at the open, which implies at least we're falling to there. And then Matt's favorite is there. So I'm trading at least from here to there. I'm going to long from there to there. You guys got it? That's a pretty simple setup. All right. Hanging tight on this one. Just a teeny weeny. Crazy. I'm gonna wait. Obviously, I got my big short setup planned for CPI. I think CPI are going to trade down a little bit on CPI. Still waiting to get some good options trades in. I know the market's going to have its second leg down. I've already timed that out to get another. Like I said, I'm taking that 10K to 20K to 100K thing I'm doing. Yeah, as Bearing Bull said, resilience was negative. S&P was going up. I just grabbed a short right off of that. Not too terribly bad. Nasdaq's falling back to bull zone, so just showing you where it's looking for. By proxy, I try to look for where everything can possibly bounce at. So there's QQQ, just like relatively speaking. These are the same supports on Q. Like relatively speaking. So QQQ hits monthly hedge pressure pretty much at the same time. Monthly resiliences are negative, so it's still a little kind of iffy. By the way, friends, we're live on Zoom if you didn't know that. We do real-time Zoom call. This is the last day YouTube's going to be in real time tomorrow, starting tomorrow. And you guys know, friends on YouTube, hit that like button. Ask you every morning. Love y'all. Clock into your shift. Day trading with Matt. We love you. Click that thumbs up button. YouTube's going to be delayed starting tomorrow. So you guys like the real time, we're doing a really awesome special. We got to tell you guys something really quick. I've been live streaming since 2016. I'm one of the first live streaming YouTubers, probably one of the largest paid futures community on the planet, with over 6,000 members. We're just not big TikTokers or Instagrammers. We grew from word of mouth alone. Inventors of hedge pressure, inventors of liquidity maps. We are pretty big on there, and everyone loves Zoom a little bit better. YouTube's going to have a delay starting tomorrow. We are going to do, let me tell you something, Zoom calls, $200 a month. Sorry, it's going there. We're going to have to pay for the platform. However, you sign up today, it's $20 a month. You can lock that in. $20. And I'm telling everybody, just get over there. If you can't afford it, $20. Helping us build the platform and hire more developers with it. We need to hire like 2 or 3 more people because I have this idea where we need to build a real-time probabilities backtest, probabilistic backtest. Imagine having your liquidity maps going forward with percentages put on here using AI. It's a probability over the last 1,000 days that under the conditions that we have, hedge pressure bounces, breaks. That's the next step we're going on. We need to hire people to do that. So ask everybody to come over to YouTube, from YouTube to our Zoom call. We would love that. Support us more or less over $20 a month. Other than that, it's gonna be $200 going forward. So lock that in today. Here it is. You're gonna be delayed. There's not gonna be real time. There's that short I got. You guys want to watch the 100K challenge? The options challenge I'm doing. Oops. I'd love for you guys to support that. QQQ is right at half gap, which is that push. S&P's kind of like right on the edge there. Let me go ahead and take the profit, $500 on the scalp. I'll wait for the long. So it's 500, easy peasy. Let me go ahead and put this here. What I'm looking for. So I just close out for profit. QQ, like I said, I'm watching QQQ on another screen. Once QQQ hits the I watch them both. If QQQ hit its resistance, so I close out the S&P. So remember, we talked about like in the Zoom calls, I'm always watching both of them together. My next trade is to be long at the bull zone bottom on S&P. Let me let that move a little tiny bit. Let's double check the monthly maps. You locked in lifetime out of steel, and you made 10,000 on puts with me, or with you. You make it with me. You made it on your own, brother. That's awesome. So Zoom chat's talking right now. We had a deal that anybody in the Zoom call, if you had bought the Zoom call, I made an announcement. I said, if I make my 468 put trade by Friday on SPY the day before the market crash, I bought puts here, market crash. I made $40-something thousand just on that one trade that week. I told everybody, if my trade takes off, I'll give you lifetime for 1,000. We always do fun stuff like that just to help keep the community going. So about, I don't know, 60 people got $1,000 lifetime, which was 4,000 normally when you do that. So the Zoom call is like your entry fee into some fun stuff, like a carnival game, like a lottery in a way. We play fun games like that with our community all the time. Just if you're there, we reward participation. We reward you for being there. We do it all the time. Okay, S&P still has bear pocket. So I closed out that first trade for $500. That was right on point. Right now I'm looking for bull zone bottom to buy on the S&P. Problem is right here, we still have bear zone. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 weeks out. It's 2 weeks. So 2 weeks of resistance. The S&P has what's called an illiquidity pocket. So when you have bearish resistance, which is the light gray, on top of bullish resistance, that's not good for the bull side. That's actually what caused me to short back here. So you draw a line like the, or a box like this around top of bear zone, bottom of bull zone, just like so. This is the average daily range of the S&P expected on the worst possible days. As you see, these candles are roughly that size. One of the most amazing tricks of monthly maps will tell you, see how this candle, big days are possible. So big ups, big downs. We're beyond the days of the market just inching along like this. We're going to have some big green and some big red the next week, especially CPI tomorrow and PPI on Friday. Get ready for it, y'all. So this is resistance. This is support. If you guys are out there trying to swing trade, this is how I already play it. Waiting for my options trades. I'm shorting from here. I'm longing from there on these days. These are the ranges. So any pop to there, I'm shorting. Any pop to there, I'm shorting. Any dip to there, I'm longing. Any dip to there, I'm longing before that date. That's how it works. Somebody said it's definitely a huge steal. You locked it in a while ago. Still amazing. Ben's been here for a long time. Love you guys. Chris said, is YouTube available for lifetime members? There's an add-on, or the Zoom. So we're asking the people that are in the Zoom call that the idea is that inflation hit everyone, right, this year. Our costs have gone up tremendously. We never raised our prices. We still kept everything very low for all the stuff we do. So it's come down to the wire that at last resort, we got to raise our prices. So instead of doing that, we're asking for a donation. I'm doing additional Zoom call and everything and telling people if everyone pitches in $20, we can hire the people we need to hire. You guys want me to make the probabilistic back test with all the probabilities and the win rates and stuff, the different trade setups? Then we got to hire people to do it. If y'all want that done anytime soon, we're asking everybody, including lifetime members, optional $20 donation like a Kickstarter. Help us get that done faster, and then everyone wins. So I'll post my trade in the Zoom call. Yeah, so going forward, all my trades are going to be posted in the Zoom call. And also in the, there's going to be a Discord room where I'll be posting stuff. I never did like call outs or any of that stuff before. But I'll do all my drawings and stuff. I'll post them in there on a daily basis starting tomorrow. Yep. So we really appreciate you guys. And the goal is we want to make a lot more stuff faster. Love you guys. Here's where you sign up for it. This is just the Zoom call itself. What we're asking everybody to do is to move your membership from the old site to the new site. This is the monthly membership that includes the Zoom call. It's modest, right? $67 a month, the first month, and then $111 each month after. So it only raises prices like $20, give or take. And trust me when I say the backtest stuff is what we want. The new Zoom calls are going over this. There's a new liquidity map. I'll show you guys this. So right now we have big ups and big downs. Any pop off CPI, I'm going to be shorting. Any drop to here off CPI, I'll be longing. So just keep that in mind. We still have illiquidity pockets on the S&P. QQQ, same thing, I'm sure, but let's double check. What we want to do is see how it changes over time. QQQ is still a mess, man. It's still a mess until the end of October. That's the crazy part. All right. So our community has 6,000 folks in it, paid folks. So we're like one of the largest futures trading communities out there. Bear zone, bear zone, bear zone, bear zone, all the way through end of October 21. That sucks. The market. It's not getting any better. So what happens is markets have a hard time rallying through this bear zone. And so we'll talk about the daily ranges. Like so, the same thing, illiquidity pocket. Right? I'll kind of draw both of them together. QQQ gets nightmarishly volatile through September. Look at this. You guys see that? This is nightmarish. Look at some weeks of QQQ spanning this much in a single week. 480 to 440. This is 10% moves on the week. Possible. That's the volatility that's sitting there. The market's gonna be hella sensitive to the catalyst. So don't sleep on this, you guys. Don't get your asses handed to you. Monthly map is the best trading tool period ever. Look at this. This is telling me that the QQQ is gonna get really nasty. That's big ups and big downs. Possible. This is a warning. It's a warning to the market. Let's do my $500 profit on the quick scalp. I'm still waiting for a bottom to hit out. That's not good. That's not good at all. So it means volatility is still here to stay, which means my prediction that we'd have 2 legs down is probably accurate. That's about 2 weeks out. Hey guys, so crazy times. Okay, let me make my little Twitter post about this. Can't be the best thing in the world. What's up, Christopher? On the afternoon Zoom calls, can you walk us through how you approach options trades? Yeah, some of the course is going to be just on options by itself. You want some lo-fi music on YouTube? You know what I'll do? Yeah, I honestly I hate music that I have to play for like the no copyright stuff. It's possible 10% days on Nasdaq. I mean, 10% weeks on Nasdaq, not good. I mean, the illiquidity pocket is the maximum daily move you can see. Now, I don't think we'll get 10% in a day, but I look at that as a possible weekly move because that's pretty sizable. Not the best. Not the best at all. Travis said, can you take a look at Microsoft? Yeah, let's look at it. Type that in. Liquidity map's going to give me the option. I'm Microsoft. So if you guys have been attending the Zoom call, we always tell you there are certain setups I always take. I always long a hedge pressure break if I get one. I only will short a hedge pressure break under certain or hedge pressure or monthly hedge pressure under certain circumstances. So when it comes to a stock, you need to analyze the sector to go with it in the index. So let me show you this one really quick. S&P is pulling back a little bit to that bull zone. I hate it. We're not selling off today before CPI though. Hit that bull zone bottom 547. I'd be willing to long it from there, just to train it back up and then kind of trickle up into CPI. But Nasdaq is just hitting resistances like it did, and it's trying to sell off of that. So let me get you that really quick. Hold on. This is a BLD. So on BLDs, I normally will short that on MHP with a small short. If I wanted to short it, if I had signs the markets were short, DD ratio greater than half, and you know, the S&P's monthly hedge pressure greater than 0. I really kind of talk myself out of a short because there was no short setup today. But stocks you trade individually, but I would use those as caution. This is normally a small short anyways, and then a big long if we do hedge pressure break. So usually if you break through, I'll take the long. I would have talked myself out of the short because everything else around it looks bullish. In Microsoft, the Microsoft and the tech sector. I think Microsoft is XLK. XLK is up 72% today. So XLK is kind of like bullish setup with dip potential. There's really no sell-off pressure I can see on that XLK. So honestly, like with the sector looking good, Microsoft looking decent, I wouldn't have probably tried to take that short. Music is distracting as a value. I know, it just cuts through the silence a little bit. That's all it does. Oh, when I do my options courses, oh guys, let me tell you something. You don't all right, listen up. All right, you trading champs out there, let me explain something to you. Look, I'll give you one strategy. I'll give you a leg of a strategy. You can sell calls below bull zone. Your DD ratio is greater than half. Under some markets, it's 90%. Under average markets, it's 60 to 70%. Those will expire worthless. Pair those up with call credit spreads. Other legs. There's a lot you can do. A lot you can do. Ashton came up with all of this. Ashton's brilliant. He came up with all this. I came up with liquidity maps and traded futures with it. Ashton was like, dude, no. He's like, you're using it wrong. He goes, it's good for futures. He goes, and options, it's even easier. It's a very simple process. If you're over here, DD's less than half. What did I say calls? I'm gonna say puts. My bad. Why did I say calls? Puts. I'm all backwards here. Sell puts below here. Y'all are probably like, why the hell is he drawing calls? And then selling calls up here. Do it the other way around. You know, long the leg or short the leg, either way you want to do it. But what you'll do is I'll teach you guys on the Zoom call. Probability is very low that you break through bull zone. Matt's favorite trade to long side is also Ashton's favorite trade. To pop in a leg on a sold put side. Yeah, so but in 2022, but the difference is that I don't do iron condor. I don't trade that. I do pure call credit and put credit spreads. That's it. Matt is wearing a bright yellow shirt. Marcus and Crash, dude. Y'all are getting like the Roaring Kitty. Have y'all seen all the stuff out there? Like the Roaring Kitty clan. These kids out there are getting crazy. They're like they're having fun. Like conspiracy theorists. So like I saw one last night that goes, he was wearing Woody band-aids, and in Toy Story 3, like Andy only, or in Toy Story 1, Andy only bought Woody because he was damaged, and he only played with him because he had a broken arm, but then he fixed him. And I'm just like, so that means long GameStop? I don't get it. Like, apparently Roaring Hello Kitty is out there speaking in code to everybody. It reminds me of the anonymous people that were saying, like, back in the day, if Trump would blink twice while he was speaking in public, it meant to buy Microsoft stock. Like, it was just like, these people are nuts. I'm not gonna lie, there are people in this world that are just nuts. And I don't even know if they're just memeing the whole idea that they're a conspiracy theory, or they're actually saying that to be funny. I can't tell the difference between now what is an actual joke and what's not. There is a conspiracy theory clan that's like, oh, he just posted this. The color palette is FF001, and it's like, and two Fs mean GameStop is falling fast, and you're just like, wait, what? Volatility seems a bit high for sell side, easy to get blown up on spreads. Right. Well, especially leading up into events. The thing is that leading up into events, you're going to get high IV, and you want to sell for it to go worthless. If CPI doesn't break expected ranges, your options will just deteriorate. So the sell side is very beneficial selling in like a day for the event, like a day like today. The IV is really high and baked in, then you want to get into that. You want to get into the sell side of things. You don't want to buy into an event. They're just trolling. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're just trolling, but they're trolling some of the people that are actually being real about it. So I think it's kind of funny that's the meme this year. But I really do think, because there are some accounts out there, they're completely 100% dedicated to like following GameStop's every move, and they still do. No, there's nothing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing you can do to manage the event. But what you do is you bet if there's you can make a bet that the event doesn't break a certain range. And monthly maps gives you that weekly range. So you can see, like, you could bet that the event very rarely is going to break through those ranges. And so you just make sure your sell side is beyond those boundaries. Right. So it's like, it's a binary event. So you don't try to play it directionally. You just, there's a trade that Ashton was pretty good at you would bet that the blast would stay contained within a certain range. And it was right more often than it was wrong. Yeah, don't play the event, because if you're long into the event and you don't break the range, your IV gets crushed. And even though you might make some money on Delta, especially if it's like 0 days or closer to near-term expiration, you still don't want to be betting like on a swing trade with options through an event as big as like CPI or Fed, like the day of. You could just day trade options like normal. You hit your support, buy some calls to retrace. But yeah, you have to be very careful. What's up? Oh, I need to read some of the chat here. So 111. Okay, so back to what you guys are saying. Sorry about that. Justin, 111 plus 20 for the Zoom, correct? No, 111 includes the Zoom. 111 includes the Zoom. You like the first month is like $67. So you guys can try it out. So essentially, like, we're putting everybody to the new website. How's Ashton doing? Oh, he's good. Like, everybody out there that we work with is like doing their own brand now, because that's kind of how we're doing it for the marketplace going forward. You know, Matt's becoming Matt again, right? Doing good. You sent me a message about the Discord scammer. Can you check it, please? Okay. Dude, there's like a million times. Like everyone in our industry gets the same thing. Like, how many times you guys get a friend request from RS_Matt? That's none of them is me. What's my crystal ball? Tell me about today's debate. Look, I'm not picking sides here, because we try to stay not political here, but I know if you hate Trump, you'll probably hate what I'm about to say. I hate all of them equally. Let's just be real. But Trump is awesome in debates. He's just a wise ass. He's kind of like me. And he'll, like, in the debate, he never really, I don't know, you may hate the things he does say, but like debate head to head, Trump always just kind of comes out looking a little like stronger than the opposition, just because he's kind of a bully. But I mean, that's what a guy doing in debate. Kamala Harris may or may not be perceived. You may or may not think she's smarter. I think intellectually speaking, they're both at par with each other. But put aside your boxing gloves here, man. I think it's an equal debate, but I think because Trump's a big bully, he's just going to steamroll. He's so good at his wisecracks. He's kind of like Ronald Reagan. Like Ronald Reagan was just so good at like talking. He makes everyone like him just because the things he says are funny. So, in a debate, that's kind of all that matters. It's like how Kennedy got elected was that when the Kennedy-Nixon debate happened, it was the first live televised debate that's ever happened in the history of the country. And like Kennedy's people knew he's the young, pretty boy. They made him like wear makeup because he's on camera and he's up there just being like young and handsome. And Richard Nixon was like, I can wear makeup. What kind of lady do you think I am? He didn't. He was crotchety old and come up at the times. And on the debate, he looked like a ghost. I mean, he looked really pale and flush. And Kennedy just stood there like shining. Right. So it's like all about appearances when it comes to debates. It's not about what they say. Like you go in there watching that debate already ready to dog the other side. And every time your person's speaking, you're like, go. And every time the other person's speaking, you're like, no. Like none of you guys even listen to debates to listen to both sides equally. If you do, you're smarter than all of us because 1 out of 1,000 people will probably do that. You go in there trying to watch the other side trip on their own 2 feet. That's well, we all do it. So whoever side you guys are on debate, you're in there to watch the other side look stupid. And that's the whole point of debate. So who's going to look less stupid? Well, no offense to Biden. He just is not, he's not quick enough to handle Trump's like assault, right? So he didn't look that strong the last time they faced off. Although I hate all of them equally. I think they're all morons, but whatever. You're saying how we... Yeah. Hold on. Is that a serious question, David? Explain how you tax unrealized gains. Oh, yeah. That's... yeah, that was that is one of the topics. Yeah, that's pretty tax home. So yeah, well that's true. That's being your political opinion. There's likely a lot of uncertainty stemming from the debate and election. Thinking trading half position because that you think you're overreacting. No. I don't think the debate's going to have any effect on the market. I think whatever effect the debate's going to have will be neutral. I think it'll be contained. There's nothing. Let's just look at the probabilities. The probability is high that Trump's likely to win. I'm saying this because I'm picking one side or the other. I'm neutral here. As a trader, we always got to think. A Trump win is great for the market, by the way. The stock market's going to love a Trump win. As a matter of fact, it's been pricing it in for a while since the last debate. It's pricing in a victory. I don't think there's going to be a blowout where Kamala is just going to like steamroll him to change the tide. So I think the market's going to be non-responsive to this event. It's going to be more responsive to tomorrow's CPI. I'm going to tell you that right now. Market loves Trump because market remembers 2016 to 2020 was one of the better rallies we've had. So the idea is that as a trader, don't put your political bias aside. You have to think the probabilistic. It's very high probable that Trump's going to win. I mean, as a trader, we have to look at everything on the numbers side. Trump's probably going to win this year. I'm like 80% sure of it. So the market loves that, which is great. While you have a really shitty bear market starting to form right now, it'd be kind of good to see some optimism come back in the stock market, right? See that. Hey, Matt, send me a message Discord. Okay, I'll check that out. So that's what my crystal ball telling me about today's debate. It's going to have very little effect. Yeah, it's time to down or invest in Trump's company that made the Truth app. Well, no, he's back on Twitter now, so maybe he'll stick around on Twitter. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that realistically, a Democratic victory will be less optimistic for the markets. Not for any other reason other than the stock market is not as favorably responsive to anything that the Dems have said the last 4 years. In reality, when Trump used to tweet something, the markets would like fly over the place. Right now, I don't even think I've ever read any of the POTUS tweets in the last 4 years. They're just so benign, they don't really affect the market. So. But see, despite on what I do or don't want to happen, I can't tell you who I'm voting for. I always stay neutral. Despite on what I do or don't want to happen, I have to assess the reality of what's in front of me as a trader, right? So you might not like to hear this, but Trump's probably going to win. So we have to think about the statistics of how we bet around that. So what I think is that what's expected as a trader, you have to think about what's expected. And the only thing that happens is if the market breaks expectations, people overreact. If market hits expectations, the market's usually priced it in. So the market's rallied really high. Well, it's already priced in a Trump victory. That's kind of what you have to think of. If somehow Kamala Harris comes through and steamrolls him in this debate, which is the rarer case, the market will probably react very strongly to that. But the probability of that's also low. She's not a quick. She's quicker than Biden, but she's not that quick to like just look or appear like she just whooped his ass. Even if she does policy wise, it doesn't matter. For the TV, you need to put on a show, and I don't think she has the capability to do that. So the interesting thing is I don't think the debate is going to have any effect on trading, and that's because it's going to come out looking like just two people slapping hands at each other, and the opposing side, the part that's going against what people already think is going to happen, is not strong enough to have a landslide, to have an upset. So because of that, because of those reasons, the market's not going to do anything at all. So that's how I feel. So when people ask me how you think about politics in the market, I've been doing this long enough to realize that markets usually just price in what's expected to happen. S&P hitting that bull. Ooh, bulls on bottom. S&P. Hold on. Should I? God, like every bone in my body is like, we should long this in the CPI, but let me not touch this right now. So SPY's at my lower entry target. The question is, bulls on bottom is Matt's favorite trade. Do I want to tap it? Resilience is negative though. So normally I'll hit this with a medium-sized position. ED ratio is greater than half. The problem is Nasdaq has resistance, so there's really nowhere for it to go. Nasdaq just has resistance right here, so I'll take a small position on this on the long side. 545 to SPY. It's possible, but bull zone is so strong with DD greater than half. You guys know the rule there. It's always a good long trade. And look at me take that 200. That's $700 today. Fuck it. Watch this. There we go. I'll take it. $700. I just retraced back up. That's $700 profit today. I'm in and out. Both of my trades were like fucking 1 minute long each. You guys, thank you for tuning in. My name is Matt. Thank you for watching the best trading show on the fucking planet. Let's go. But anyways, like I said, don't listen to anything we say here. That's just one contract. Like I said, resilience was negative. I stepped down a notch from my normal heavy trade. That's quick. I tell you, it's quick, you guys. Super quick. No. I didn't buy any calls. I was gonna buy some calls to retrace this, but I didn't do options today. I just bought. You see on my screen? I tapped it with one contract, just one S&P contract. Dom made $600. Resilience is really negative. Yeah. So basically, I just retraced. Normally from here to there, that's all I did. This I bought. In and out. That's the way. That's right. That's right, Theo. That's quick. So I think this is probably all I want to do for today. The problem is Nasdaq has just got some resistances right here. So that's one of my, we'll call it Matt's favorite trade, bull zone bottom. Like I said, under certain circumstances, it's about 90% chance that trade takes off. And that was today. You guys all see that? When I tell you 90% under all ideal conditions, if all these lights are green and yellow, DD ratio is greater than half. In bull markets, this bounces 90% of the time or greater. Under all those conditions, though. Under average conditions, it's closer to 60%, 70%, even though it's still an edge. In the worst case markets, I always buy bull zone bottom. That's it. I would have bought options to take a bigger run. The problem is there wasn't enough spread on the retrace. 47 to 48, that's not enough for 0 days because it's only 2 different strikes. The reason I'm not betting on a bigger breakout is because QQQ has resistance here. So if you guys haven't joined our trading community, what you missing out on? Cool. All right. You guys have any questions? Me a question in Discord. What up? What up? What up? What up? Like I said, those of you trying to expand, I want the probabilities that I talk about written on the chart. We're doing a Zoom call here. We're switching to Zoom full time. Trying to monetize this so we can hire a bunch of people. It's only $20 a month for now. Today. That's it. After that, it's $199 a month. So literally, our full access is gonna be $200 a month. The Zoom call and everything is part of that. $19. And you lock that in. Just join a community, support us. It's like a cash raise. We're gonna hire 2 developers and put our probabilities on the chart. We teach the probabilities. We're doing a 20 days to profitability challenge right now. Webinar series right now. It talks about the statistics of all of these things. So my 2 trades today. Nasdaq has resistance right here. That's why I didn't buy calls, because we only probably got a 10-point run in S&P. So Nasdaq hitting resistance. Nasdaq is still the weaker of the 2. Resilience is also negative, which means the upside moves aren't that strong. ED ratio is greater than half. Look at that. And I got out of the way in time. Guys, look. Let me explain something to you. And why am I looking so pale? I need to get outside. How often does lightning strike twice in session? Bulls and bounce? First time only. For the bounce. If it trades a little longer and then breaks towards the end of the day, then yes. But within the same local period of time, 3 or 4 minutes away, if this was to go there, I wouldn't do it. Usually just the first one. Matt's turning into an all-night gamer. Yeah, that kind of looks like it. Hey, I was playing the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta over the weekend. That was kind of fun. I think we get good movement today. We absolutely do not get good movement today. I don't think so at all. Right now, the market's likely to hold in there. We've got QQQ proxy pivot on MHP right there. Support. Use. Right about here. ED ratio is greater than half long enough that this, down in here, this to this is a higher probable move on DD. I don't know if I want to take it, though. A lot of times when you hit bear zone, there it goes. There's the S&P QQQ tap right now. So this is a long entry on Qs, by the way. Problem is the S&P is likely the proxy trade up to tap bull zone to touch. So here to there is a possible move right there on Qs. Do I want to take it? No, I don't know if I want to, though. These numbers being negative means the probability that it breaks is higher. But normally I'll take this with a smaller trade if these things are negative. So this would be a small long trade from here if I want to take it. Problem is resilience is negative. So it's really got nowhere to go because this is resistance as well. So this is now defaulting to a sit out trade. So let me repeat. Always long on monthly hedge pressure, at least with a small or medium trade, depending on certain conditions. Okay. And those conditions are... Talking myself out of it, chat. At least small or medium. In the BSU case, normal, because it's such a bullish setup, is typical on BSU. So anytime these disagree, I step down on my position size. This is from the Zoom calls. We talk about it. Okay, so number 1, monthly resilience, negative. So we step back down, becomes a medium. Number 2, regular resilience is negative. There's resistance there. Bumps it down to a small. So there's a small, long potential from right here. Problem is that the long only goes to that resistance. So the R&R isn't there, so we sit out on the trade. And look at this, it's going down. I made 2 winning trades. This is the 3rd winning trade to choose to not take it. That's a decision that's also a win. There we go. I'm done for the day. I'll take $700. I'll call it and walk away. Now again, a position sizing. Zoom call. Are you guys starting to see it now? The position sizing tricks that I've always used is what we're revealing in the Zoom call. Never taught this before to anybody. My position sizing trick, you just got a taste of it. A really strong long that I usually always take on that orange line, I step down to a sit out. Okay. You guys like it? Dom says you're getting better and better and better. Yeah, so resilience is negative, so kind of risky. It doesn't mean that I don't take it because resilience is negative, but because resilience is negative, it means that that's likely resistance. So the R&R isn't there. Even with resilience negative, I'll still take it. R&R is low. So with this being the resistance, it's not worthwhile to trade from here to there. Does that make sense, Dom? That's why I don't do it. Even with if resilience is negative and half gap is way up there, I'll still trade it to half gap every time with a smaller position. But because the travel distance is so small, we don't take it. So this white line is a predictor at exactly here. This white line being less than 0, it's going to have a hard time breaking this. However, it's going to have a really hard time breaking this as well. So we're kind of like in this really big fight right here. Breaking this, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to say unlikely to break, even though it's possible. The unlikely because CPI is right around the corner. A lot of times the market does not like to preemptively do something crazy before such a game-changing event like tomorrow's CPI is tomorrow's the most important CPI we will have this year. You guys understand that, right? R&R is risk to reward. So while it's still kind of trapped inside of there, there's no good trades from here on out. This is like sit out for the rest of the day. This is the S&P trying to make its way back to the bull zone. S&P is in a liquidity pocket right now. S&P is balanced right here. Not a lot to say. Well, tomorrow is the biggest CPI we're ever going to have because it's leading up into what we have as a bear market. The market needs to see some kind of interesting information. If the CPI comes in as a big banger blowout, the market's going to respond violently. And what I personally think is today the market's still going to survive and maybe trickle slightly up and just hang in there. And CPI is going to pop and then sell. We're still selling, so tomorrow I'm aiming to short the market on CPI's pop. Does that make sense to you guys? What I feel. Am I still using Apex? What's the verdict? Oh, I didn't even see your question. So I have a partnership with Elite Trader Funding, and we officially kicked it off. So Apex, still a thing, but I'm now trading Elite Trader Funding. Honestly, with all the drama and junk surrounding Apex, I'm still going to try to get the payout to see if it does happen. You know, I've heard all this stuff, or people say they deny payouts or whatever. I'm going to see personally if that happens. But on stream, I'm doing ETF going forward. And ETF is having a sale right now. And the reason I'm partnering with these guys is because I'm friends with a lot of people in that company. So, you know, they're a good bunch. They have, I think, they're growing, getting bigger. I think that they're potentially one of the better firms for the long haul. A little more expensive, but a better relationship. Rules are a lot more relaxed, and they have a lot more different types of evals to do. They kind of better suit different traders' needs instead of just like one or two. They have a bunch of options, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to do that. It's going to help them out. They have a sale going on. I don't get a cut of this, by the way. So you go to their website. They have a sale. I think the statics are like 40 bucks a pop right now. It's not bad. I should have read Discord when the chat was on. The mods were just banning, muting, kicking everyone with the response from Apex was like, we're not paying them, so we can't do anything. Really? That was in the Apex Discord? Oh, that's nuts. All right, so there's no R&R on the upside trade today. Market's just kind of trapped. The S&P is fighting in this liquidity pocket. Negative resilience, which means it's going to have resistance right here. There's no long setup on this one, unfortunately. And Nasdaq, just with those monthly maps looking as bad as they are, not the hottest in the world. So we always know that bear zone is resistance on Nasdaq. Bull zone is support. Resilience is resistance. So you've got some pull down on this market today. There's no real support trades other than here. This is the only support. And if you're the believer that the market doesn't like to sell off before CPI, it's likely to hold here. But there is nowhere for it to go that it hasn't already achieved. 3 times it tapped that. I wouldn't be longing for a third. But if you're bullish on the market, swinging from here to break out after CPI, not a terrible idea if you're a bull. I'm not bullish today. Yeah, I'm waiting for a new swing setup. I'm ready to turn this next trade to pass the 100K mark on the next trade. I'll let you guys know how it works out. Marketplace is going to get a new name, by the way. Rocket Scooter is a name. The marketplace, which is temporary. The actual marketplace name is going to be pushed live probably next week with the new branding, the new logo, everything. Rocket Scooter is just a trading platform. Marketplace is own looking identity. It's a whole new thing. I'm excited about that. No, Rocket Scooter is not going anywhere. That's what people are asking. We're expanding as a company. Let's just be real. We're getting bigger. We're just doing multiple things now. Trading platform, white label business, marketplace. What are your thoughts of the newest Apple? How they showed Dom, you gotta retype. You gotta retype what you said. I didn't watch the new Apple release. Is there a couple of new features on that I did like? The SPY and QQQ trade roughly the same. Why is QQQ bouncing off MHP but SPY not even close to MHP? It just has to do with its own structure. QQQ is distinctively more bearish than the S&P. The monthly maps will tell you that right now. You can just see where the weak side of the market is. You can go here, click at the top, monthly map. QQQ is just riddled with bear resistance all the way. Look at the bottom of my screen, October 21st, right? This is just thick bearishness. This is all resistance. This whole area is resistance through October, to the end of October. SPY is a little more forgiving. SPY is still bearish. Do the same mode. Like bulls are liquidating. Even though right here bulls are somewhat strengthening and bears are selling. Like the S&P could likely bottom out for this week, and then it's going to continue to likely have some selling. So the thing that I drew, and it's on Twitter and it's in the Discord, is that we've got 2 waves. And then like right around the middle of October is when we bottom out. Question is how low does it go? In S&P, I keep revising my lower targets. We've got about a 520 low bull target between here and there that I'd love to buy off of. So normally when the market dips really hard, I try to look for short-term pivots. So the lowest in the next 2 weeks that I'll buy on is the lowest bull zone. This is part of the monthly maps training. So 535 is my long target on any dip for like the wave back up inside of here. Oops, inside of here. So remember, we talked about the ranges, right? This is your low end of the range. This is your high end of the range. So you guys know how I'm playing. This is the middle. So when we go into CPI, whether we pop or drop, I'm gonna buy options to strike here, right in the middle, to retrace the move. And the distance between here and here is 2 weeks. So I'm gonna get 2 week. I'll get weeklies through and probably like 2 Fridays out. So 535 low, 560 high. Y'all see how this works? And so that's it. I'm just playing my trades here. If CPI is a big burp up, we go up to here, I'm back to shorting, back to the middle. If CPI destroys itself inside of here, I'd be willing to long from here to somewhere else. Now, depending on when it happens. If it happens here, then I'm long, then that's the top of the zone. If it happens here, then that's the top of the zone. If it happens here, then that's the top of the zone. So you can see that like the volatility kind of changes as time goes by. Medium, high, smaller. This isn't the way the market's going to look. This is just the amount of range that we can have. So I trade it back to middle. When you have big blowout trades, that's all I do is trade back to middle. And this rally up, when I got my puts here, so there was the 40K, just retracing. That's what we talk about in the Zoom calls. We'll be a little more detailed about that later. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna sue Discord. I'm tired of this. I'm gonna call my lawyers today. I'm really tired of this. I will. We're gonna organize a class action lawsuit. They need to listen, and if they decide to change this, okay. But Discord, I'm tired of it. We could easily prove this is causing monetary damage to hundreds of thousands of humans, and we will say they don't want to listen. Okay. They need to fix their scamming problem. They allow people to pose as other people without fixing an obvious problem that's causing. Okay. Innocent folks to lose money on a daily basis by getting scammed. Look, this is the problem. No, when you get a friend request, all you see is this. Even though this is the real name, this is not seen. It says you got a friend request from RS Matt. And the person goes in there and tells them to just deactivate DM requests because they're scammers. They're like, don't DM because they're scammers. They even tell them to turn off DM requests. All right, so let me send this again. Hold on. It's a very simple, it's a very simple change. Again, like I said, I don't understand the point of allowing you to choose your display name and then like you can go out there and be anybody at this point. You can they allow you to choose a display name that's different from your unique username for whatever reason. So you can be different names to different communities. Okay. But when you send somebody a friend request that's not part of a community, they see your display name. So I can be Donald Trump if I want. You don't like what you don't see in the friend request. All you see is this rs_Matt sent you, and that's my unique ID. They can be that, and it just says rs_Matt sent your friend request. As a matter of fact, it's become so problematic. Watch this. Here's what it looks like. You ready? Imagine waking up seeing this in your box. And I'm talking to a bunch of traders right now. There was in my post yesterday. Look. This is my post from yesterday. Look, that's all. This is all you see. Look at that. That's all you see. Ridiculous. You thought I just liked you. Oh well. Wait, where's my YouTube go? I close it down. So as you guys see, the majority of people have signed up for the Zoom calls. We're going to be doing that real time going forward. And that's just, yeah, that's just how it's going to be. So we'd like for you guys to check it out. Like I said, we're trying to make it really inexpensive for most people. Yep, no more trades for today. Anyways, that's what it's like. How nuts. So no more trades. Call it a day. That was good. 700 something bucks. I'm out. Nothing crazy from here. Let's let the market kind of relax going into CPI tomorrow. It's the biggest CPI of the year. Market needs to hear that number coming down. Because the faster CPI comes down, we need Powell to cut rates to give some immediate reversals to the market. We need inflation numbers to come down. Crypto traders over here. There's a bunch of them in the marketplace. This stream is mostly just futures and option traders, but can I look inside candles of crypto? Wait, can I look inside what? Explain what you mean by look inside candles. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. No more trades for the day. I'm out. I'm done. Decent day, good profit. We like it when it does well. Two really good scalps. About 700 something is profit. Let me actually look at that number. Oh, 675.26. That's what it was. Call it a day. Remember CPI tomorrow. Don't get too crazy. Great day, great month, PJ. Awesome. Great 45 days since joining Rockster. I'm glad you like it, man. Hey, from India, what's up? What's up, Trents? You having trouble with the coin? Think developer buys and sells smallest products in higher volume? Somebody saying. Cartmill. Yeah, so I don't do much on crypto, man, but I mean, yeah, I wish I could help you out there. Basically, we're asking everybody to donate $19.99 a month. Is the donation for lifetime. It's optional if you want to. Costs have gone crazy higher due to inflation. We never raised our prices, so unfortunately we have very expensive overhead to run a trading platform. We need to hire new employees. We got to get some stuff developed this year that we really can't, at the pace we're going, get it done as fast as we want it. We want to get it done so we can catch this big bull market we're going to get at the end of the year. Obviously, have all those probabilities on the chart. It's going to be super important to have that finished, so that's what we're trying to do. Love you guys. $19.99 a month to make it $20. After today, it's going to go up to full price, which is $200. So like everybody, if you just donate, whatever, but then we're going to market the whole experience for the full price with ads starting tomorrow. So $20 is like, you know, the donation side. If you guys want to help out, we love you. We're going to hire 2 new developers next month, or at the end of this month, I guess, to work on this next month. Marketplace phase 1 is almost over. By the end of September, Marketplace phase 1 development will be done. That's going to be marketed, and that'll bring in some revenue. And then after that, we get back to making cool stuff for the platform. Liquidity maps, monthly maps, dynamic hedge pressures on the charts. That's part of it. Probabilistic back test with the probabilities of liquidity map bounces and flows written on the liquidity map itself. That is the game changer for the platform. Do I trade Nasdaq? I mean, natural gas. I don't trade natural gas. These days, just index futures, index options these days. Grants, we have everybody go here if you want to just chill and chat further. For $20, it's 2 daily Zoom calls. In the afternoon is a daily Zoom lesson. We're doing all new videos. All the techniques have changed. So what you've learned before, which was like liquidity map, CD resilience, this is how to bet with that stuff. How to bet. So in general, it's like the liquidity map is a whole new diagram now. It shows which plays I actually take and which ones I don't take, and how much I trade on them in big and small based on what justifications. So you get like all new handouts with that as well. It shows the probabilities of bull market, bear market, certain things, certain plays. Whole new set of tools. Yep. So essentially, it's like my personal interpretation of all the tools I've created. While I do have all the flow paths written on all the liquidity maps, I don't necessarily trade all of them. And some of them I trade small, some of them I trade big. And like you saw today, there's 2 of them I traded small. And one of them I talked my way out of trading, and the market continued to fall when I should have longed. So I'm using a process that I'm teaching. It's called 20 Days to Profitability. It's a course that tells you if you can survive 20 days in the stock market with at least half your account, technically speaking, as long as you're longing the market, we did a case study that shows you should make money over time. As long as you don't whittle away half your account in a 20-day period, statistically, in the next month you do another half, statistically, you will always grow in the stock market. We proved it with math. And the videos go over why that is and why longing is such a strong power. And we're using the odds of real things in the stock market, real historic odds, to teach you the best and proper ways to bet in the stock market. It's a whole different ball game. Yeah, you get access to all the same indicators. There's no new indicators for this Zoom call thing. It's a whole new layer of interpretation. It's like my style of trading, which I've never taught anyone before, how I bet. We've never had courses on how Matt makes his bets. We've only had courses teaching you how to use the tools. So this is a full expose of how I bet, why I bet, how much I bet, the ranges. I covered some of it today, the monthly maps, why I'm looking at those ranges, things like that. I've always kept my personal, methods kind of to myself, like a decade. This is a little reveal of a lot of that. Because it was always like very, tool oriented in the training. This is now like advanced level. And so I'm like, if you guys for like a donation, we'll have additional courses for everybody to be able to absorb. And by far, ask anybody in the chat. This Zoom call is completely different. It's got a whole flow, and it's going to be 20 new courses. Yeah. For the Zoom channel and extra handouts, extra PDFs, and things like that. And with that, we're going to hire 2 new developers and get those things printed and done inside the chat itself. I mean, inside the charting itself.